game is about the accelerated dragon here. So Jedi mastery in Jedi mind trick, actually. This is a Jedi mind trick in the accelerated dragon. So this is everybody knows this is my opening for black. I don't play nothing else. I don't care about nothing else. Okay, I got a few other openings that I'll play here and there, but the most reps, when it comes to reps and like what am I gonna do, first move, wake up in the morning, first move, what is it? C5. Absolutely accelerated dragon. That's what I'm doing. So hyper accelerated dragon in this game I played in a North American Open back in, I think this was 2015, playing a national master, Jesse James Lozano. Very strong player. He was 2250 here, 2260, something like that, but super strong. And the game was wild. Stuff that I love anyway. I love actually the wild stuff, the tactics and craziness. So watch how this game unfolds here, guys. I had the black pieces. Here we go, big fella. So e4, c5 all day, every day. Knight f3. Now, of course, you have a mini Sicilians. Everybody else is out there with e6, which you could play. You could play d6, a6. You can play anything you want here. For me, I prefer g6 because this is probably, honestly, the most fun Sicilian I've ever learned. Besides, of course, I looked at some Knight off lines, got crushed after I looked at it because I was like, nope, I'm not into it yet. And I've been playing this for like 5 years. So I'm definitely into the accelerated dragon. I know the ins and outs, the lefts and the rights, the invisibles and the visibles of everything of this opening. So this is my stuff, and I'm just going to stick with it. So g6, this is where it is. This is the accelerated dragon, but a lot of times you'll have d6 early on. And the dragon is different from the accelerated dragon because you hold this d pawn. You hold this d pawn. So if you go d6 and then g6 later on, you may have some problems with the Yugoslav variation, which goes into bishop e3, f3, queen d2, castle queenside, knights somewhere, usually c3. And then they go at g4, h4, h5, and Bobby Fischer says sack, sack, mate in game 2 of my 60 memorable games. 60 memorable games, Bobby Fischer, you know, it's a wrap, right? So I go g6. We just avoid all that stuff kind of all together almost. Which one? Knight c6, just dragon. Knight c6 is I forgot what this is. What is this one again? Old Sicilian until they, it says Old Sicilian, what chess.com says, until they go bishop e5. It can be more of a Rossolimo or some other Sicilians. There's so many variations. I'm like, I forgot the name of it, but I was like, I didn't even know that was a variation. Like, is that a word? You like to Google it because it's something different. Like they made that one up. There's so many Sicilians, bro. It's ridiculous. So, hey, I just started learning the hyper accelerator. Have you looked in Pajwani's book? Honestly, no. No, I still, I've looked at a few things, but I'm pretty sure I haven't looked at Pajwani's. But hit me offline. Like, actually, add me as a friend right here. Just click on this link and send me a message, and I'll actually check that out because I am always I'm like a wizard with this opening. So I really like to see what other people do and anything that I've missed or anything I can add or anything that I'm already doing. Looking at those books, so I would definitely check that out. Dale Fire. Need more arrows, or need more moves to decide what knight c6 would be. Correct. E6 is my baby, he says. C3, knight c6, d4 takes g6. That could be, that's a transposition, absolutely, into like a dragon. Yes, correct. Bob Sack, that's right. So knight f3, I go g6. He goes d4, and I take it. You always take on d4. That's just how it is. You just always take on d4 here. You got multiple ways. You could take with the knight. You could go c3 and try to do a delayed c3 Sicilian or a delayed Smith-Morra with the early knight f3. There's a lot of plays you can. There's a lot of ways you can play this. You can also play this in like a Scotch Gambit manner with bishop to c4, but that's like, it's very weird here because there's nothing Scotch Gambit like. So bishop c4 is just not really a thing. Really, there's no other moves here. And, you know, knight takes d4 I was expecting because that's more mainline stuff. But I love it when they go queen takes d4, and I'm like, hey, let's go. All right, let's do this. This is my favorite stuff. This is my favorite stuff to play against, because a lot of times it's very easy for white to go wrong. Now, even though it's funny, it's very easy for black to go wrong too. If you're looking at this right now, your rook is under attack. Your rook is under attack. So now you have to figure out what to do. This queen's out early, yes, but there's a lot that can happen. Pie Man's like, queen takes d4? What is that? Put question marks and everything. Never seen the move. He don't even know what to do right now. He might be scared. Absolutely, I understand. Queen takes d4. You get in a lot of trouble if you don't know what you're doing. So it's a good move. It is a logical move, and it is theory here. But this is one of my favorites. I honestly like studying more of the sideline stuff first because that's usually what you get. And then I'll go into mainline stuff at the end usually from there. So let's see what happened. I hate Smith-Morra with both sides. Correct. Queen takes. I wish I would play queen d4 here. People at low level do play queen takes d4 all the time. That's right. Knight f6, knight f6. Right. So knight f6 is the move. f6. First off, Feingold is going crazy right now. Somewhere, wherever he is, let me get this off the screen before he go crazy. Because of course the f6, never play it right. He got the emote for it. Not a move out the opening. Now, there's always things when you can play f6. That's usually when you castled and stuff. And there's things to it. There it is right there in the chat. Pieman got it. f6, right? So now, you're just not doing this. You're not doing it. So knight f6 is the move. But then you're scared because sometimes it can go e5. Hold up. Now this knight is hit. So if I move it again, he got e6 and then he hitting this rook. But I always like to tell my students too, just because you threaten doesn't mean you got to move it. So knight c6, I'm hitting this queen. And you got to be careful. There are even lines where the queen's supposed to go here. It's all theory. If they go anywhere else, queen c3 is one of my favorite. I've showed this to a few students actually in the chat right now. e6 and then bishop to b4. They take this so fast and forget that you just jumped off the deep end all the way down with a smile. So it's over. GG, have a good day. And then this one is another one. Queen h4 and I snap here on e5. Come over here and puzzle rush him real quick. And I've won a pawn out of the opening. So it's very dangerous for white, actually. So you have to go queen a4. And then this comes into a lot of theory here that you have to know what you're doing. After bishop f4 or knight c3, you go d5, en passant. Bishop f5, oh my goodness. Matrix all the way back, like when he shot the bullets and he was doing the matrix all the way back, right? Hit him, bishop f5, he got to move somewhere. That's the in-between move, but most people take this. Then bishop takes, queen e2, castles, and I'm opening up this file. Bishop f6 is coming already. Knight b4, I'm hitting c2 already out the opening. It's ridiculous how this happens, and the exciting part is that I know this to the back, to the front back of my hands. I know this. This is great. So this is so fun to play this, but he goes, here we go, count it, knight c3. I'm like, oh man, he going into he going into the boring, not boring, but like, okay, all right, we know this is gonna be a hard game. This is gonna be a hard game, okay? It's not gonna be tough, but it's more like, come on, man, why didn't you play e5 or bishop b5 or something else? Knight c3 is honestly a very solid move. It develops. And it's not that I don't want to see this, but I'm like, well, it's not as fun anymore. Not the tricks that I was hoping for are going to happen in this game anymore after knight c3. Don't bring your queen out on move 3. It depends. I mean, shout out to all the Scandi people out there. So, be careful. In that Scandi, it will crush you if you don't know what you're doing. But Scandi's like that all the time. Elfins with the Twitch Prime, that's 9 months. Thanks, big fella. Appreciate you. Let's go. Canty, I love the one where the bishop skewers the queen. I used to have to climb up from 11-1300 on chess.com. See? That's right. There's always something to learn here. Knight c3, Scandi cat moves. That's funny. Scaredy cat moves. Wow, you see how I put Scandi in there? What the heck, Jesse? Yes. Did you say that? Elfins, thanks, bro. 9 months. So here we go. Knight c3. Okay, I easily just play knight c6. Hit the queen. Queen a4. And what's funny is I go d6 here. Now, I did an analysis on the YouTube channel against a game, Codric Davis, who's a grandmaster, and we got a draw in this. No, it wasn't this tournament. It was the Millionaire Chess. So I played him, Codric Davis, grandmaster, very strong player, 2,500 plus FIDE, and we got a draw in this same game. I played black, and he played he played e5, and I played knight g4, following my lines from what I learned from Roman Djihashvili. I play all his stuff. So after knight to g4, I play here, and he took this, and I played bishop g7, and he sat here for a while. Actually, no, he told me in post-game analysis, I played knight g4, and he sat here for like 30 minutes. It was crazy. I was like, really? And he was like, I've never seen that before. I'm like, bro, you GM, you ain't never seen this? And I was like, dang, Roman, this stuff works. He didn't even know what to do, and I knew what to do. So I studied this a lot. So it felt good to know here, and I got a draw in that game with a slightly better position, but got a draw. But then going back to this game, I already know I'm prepared for this. So he kind of threw me off, which was really cool here. After d6, instead of e5, which is the most common move here, this is usually the move you make, e5. And then he goes bishop g5. I have never seen it before. Never, ever seen it before in my life. I'm like, out of all the games I have played, just like last game, if you look at the last analysis before this one, it was about the Scotch Gambit. And I got surprised. This one was a surprise too, but it wasn't a scary surprise. It's just like, yo, hold up. That's not a move. I know the moves here. That one's not one. And it's not that it's a bad move. It's just like, it doesn't challenge the position as much as e5 does. And e5 is a very challenging move. You got to find stuff to do. Bishop g5, I mean, I'm obligated to go bishop g7 and castle quickly. I have no problems. You pose no problems to black. So that's what I did. I played bishop g7, no problems caused. He goes knight to d5. Now I was like, okay, you're doing too much. I don't know what this is. Let me take a look at this. I have no idea what you're trying to do, and I've never seen this before either. So I can't take on d5, of course, for obvious reasons, as this is just lost. Casting queenside, I may have double pawns. So what would you do here? Black to move. He plays knight d5. This guy's pretty strong. He's almost 2,300, and he plays this move. Very strong. Never seen it. I've never seen this move. Never seen it sequence back to back like this ever. Playing accelerated dragon here. But I know my stuff, and just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean I can't figure it out. So he plays knight to d5. What would you do? Roman sounds like a good coach. Oh, he's an excellent coach. Absolutely. I watch Roman's videos on iChess for English. He plays a lot of off the wall stuff. It's wild to him, but it works. Yeah, he explains it. Yeah. He has a very good analysis engines in the computers and stuff. Coyote, what's up, bro? Welcome to the stream, Coyote, big fella. Bishop e6, still castle. I probably castle. Bishop d7. You guys are all making good moves here. Bishop d7. Bishop d7, Rick and Morty. So here we go, guys. Bishop d7 is a move. It is a move. Castle is a move. Knight takes e4 is not a move, Coyote. Don't jump off the deep end. This is a live channel. Okay. No, but knight takes e4 is just not a thing. Knight takes d5 doesn't work either because pawn takes, and of course, like, it's just pinned. So that doesn't work either. Castle is actually, what's funny is the engine's recommendation. It's the castle. But it says black slightly better still too. Honestly, I wanted to keep things very interesting. I played a Meraxi bind. I know how to play against everything here, right? Good to catch you online, Canty. It's been a while. It's been a while, big guy. It's been a while. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro. So I played a very interesting move here, guys. Thanks for the follow, Ruhels. Thanks for the follow. So no one said this move. Here it is. Knight to d7. So if you play the accelerated dragon, there are times that actually you have to go this kind of route. And even though it's not the Meraxi bind, which you do need to know, if you play this as black, you need to know what a Meraxi bind is. If you don't know, this video will be on YouTube. Maybe you want to Google it, put it in another tab, and go back to it after we talk about this today. Because if you don't know how to play against the Meraxi bind, you're going to get crushed every single time as black playing this opening. So with knight to d7, it's more of a Meraxi bind feel, but no Meraxi bind, meaning no c4 here. So this knight's going to be very nicely placed on c5. I'm going to eventually kick this bishop and play e6 because when they cross the line, they got to go. So this knight and his bishop are ridiculous here. So I need to get rid of them. So h6 and e6 is coming later. And actually, this is defended. So I'm feeling pretty good here. Knight to d7. Can you type that out? I like the Jason Hall. Yeah, e6, e6, correct. Yeah, bro, send me a message, Crabstain. I'll send it to you, bro. Or it'll be on YouTube. Actually, you know, you can go to the channel too when it's posted. This is recorded for YouTube. There we go. Right, thanks, Quinn. Thanks. So I go knight to d7 for knight to c5, and now I'm gonna hit this queen. E4 is hanging, and in a way, I'm hitting b2 at this point. I'm like, man, I'm feeling good. Like, this is early on. This is move 7. I'm playing a strong. You know, he's already over 2,200, climbing, trying to get to 2,300. He's strong, so don't underestimate him at any moment. But at the same time, I'm feeling great here. Like, this is excellent. So I after knight d7, he goes bishop b5 first. So now he's trying to eliminate this knight and then eliminate e7. So if you castle here, you might want to start a new game. You might want to start a new one, big fella. Castling. Hey, I'll just take this and just, before you make your move, just shake my hand and then sign at the bottom because you're probably going to resign real quick. Just snap. It's over. It's kind of pretty bad. So after this, bishop to b5, you need something to do, guys. You need something to do. You are under attack here, but you need something to do. So what is it? So is it worth it to block the bishop's line, says Gizmeister. And what move would that be, bro? What move? f6 from V Miles. Queen a5 check. Again from Bob Sack. Queen a5, bro. Queen a5. Come on, bro. Queen a5. Queen a5. It doesn't work. So let me show you why, though. Queen a5 check. Snap, snap. Knight c7. Oh, my goodness. Why he do that man like that? Why he do him like that? And it's game over. Doesn't work. Queen a5 check. Queen b6. Queen b6 jumps off the deep end all the way down with a smile. Send a stretcher to that man address, please. Queen b6 is not a move. Knight to c5. Knight to c5 is interesting. Interesting. And honestly, I just was not a fan of this move. Oh, this is why. This is why. Knight c5. Snap, snap, snap. Oh, nothing. Bishop d7. Snap. Oh my goodness. Watch him take right here. And when he take right here, you probably, it's like one of those snap and you fall out the chair. Oh my goodness. He was just alive. He was just here. He was just talking to us and he was gone. Just like that, he was gone. Just like that, he was done. Knight c7 and then GG. Have a good day. Game over. Nasty little tactics here. He needs some milk. He need everything. Ambulance, stretcher, 2 of them, all of that stuff. Game over. So I can't do that. So you are very limited here. Very limited. Castle don't work. Okay, f6 might be the only route, but there is a move. Coyote says h6, and that is the move. I played h6. h6 is different. I'm not playing f6. Also, if he takes this, I don't have to take this first. I can actually take this, and this gets very interesting. Now I'm hitting this bishop still. I also have g4, and I'm still hitting b2. Very crazy position here, but I do not have to take this bishop, allowing him to hit this. I can take this bishop instead, and if he takes here, of course, then that's obvious, and I'm just fine. It works out. It works out. So what if he tries to keep the pin then? Because there's nothing really else to do. What if he tries to keep the pin? Bishop h4, well, that's easy. g5, and I keep going like I wanted to anyway. A6, well, a6 doesn't work because realistically, I just can't take this bishop. I can't take this because he's taking the rook, so it never works. But h6 was correct. h6 was correct. So I played h6, and he went back to e3. No more pressure, guys. No more pressure. I have no problems here. So now what do you do as black? Not to say that this is winning, but I still have some work to do, but it's black to move. What do you do now? Quinn says develop. Black's game to lose. E6 from Delfire. Castle from Crapstain. Castler kicked the rook. Castler kicked the rook. Kick the rook. Yeah, I think you mean a bishop. Or the knight, maybe. I don't know which one. We can kick both of these. Kick the knight. Okay, kick the knight. E6, yeah. Take on B2. That's a move as well. Take on B2. Okay, so what I did, guys, castle is correct. I went with castle. Because I was like, well, he can just take this. But honestly, I have to castle anyway. I got to get my king out of the center of the board. Excuse me. Or I won't have a good game. So I got to castle anyway. So I got out the way. Now he can take this, though. Check this out. This knight's not hanging, but he can get a pawn. Snap, snap. Queen takes c6. It's almost forced, I mean, to go rook to b8. But after rook b8, I'm double hitting this pawn. So you actually can't actually defend this. So if c3, I can rook takes b2. And if you go b3, well, then that's just not a move. Like, why? Hey, bro, start a new one. Let's just over. You can't play b3. You can't even move this. You can't defend this without me taking it. Also, with tempo, or tempi, I can play bishop b7 and hit a lot of this stuff. And then e6 is going to be a long-term move. And I have long-term pressure on this diagonal if he plans to castle this side. So it's compensation. And compensation is a big deal. And you need to know that if you are giving up material or a pawn or anything like that, you have to ask yourself, what kind of compensation am I getting for it? So I am getting, once I get this, I'm getting beautiful compensation for this, followed by this bishop becoming a monster. I also have the bishop pair too, which is huge. Very big advantage here. So this is a big advantage for black here. Bishop takes a7 looks good, but then I can just snap on b2, and there's still problems. Bishop to b7 is a thing. My queen can swing over. There's a lot here, but you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing. You and JT, yeah, we definitely are. We definitely are big fans. Definitely are big fans, bro. So it's great stuff. So here we go. Canty, what's up? Ivan Draven, welcome to the stream. What of knight c to e5? Knight c to e5. Let's go back. What about queen a4? Taking the bishop. Queen a4 is here. So where was this at? Bishop e3. I castled and he castled too. Gingy scholars, that's right. Bishop d4 protects the b4 in that line. So let's go back. Let's go back. Wait. Which line? After I castle, you're talking about bishop takes c6? Perlstein is a dragon expert too. That's right. Not many of us on this earth. There's not many. But when you see them, we're here. b2. So you mean this. Takes, takes, takes. Rook here, bishop d4. Is that what this is? Oh, and actually, Delphire does have bishop takes a6, so queen takes would be annoying. Ooh, you gotta be careful. That's actually nice. So maybe this doesn't work. Oh, but I have here this check. Ah, nice. I see. There's a lot of tactics here though, because then he can take on e7. This is beautiful actually though. That wins on the spot. Snap this. So this is what you're talking about. This is what you're talking about right here. That's pretty good. Pretty good. That it wouldn't work. That would not work. But he didn't go for it. It was just too many complications and stuff. So he wasn't with it. So what he did instead here was actually castle. He just got out the way. Same thing. You need to castle. Got to get your king safe. A lot of chess here left. So now what do you do as black here, guys? I have castled. Okay. Now I got to finish development here. And honestly, if you think about it, I'm slightly behind on development because my knight is still here. My bishop and this rook still in here. And he's like one move away from getting everything active. So, and my queen is still in here. I need something to do. Quinn says, okay, now to develop. Right, now what does black do? So does bishop d4 work? Bishop d4 is usually not that good trading this way because black is always okay. He wants to do that, you know, so like he wants to do it. Knight f6, knight c5. Castle early, castle often. Knight c5, knight f6. Nope. Knight to e5. That is a move. h4. h4 is here. Here we go. This is the move. e6. I just got rid of this knight. This knight's so annoying. There we go. J.R. Roach is like, yeah, J. Roach. e6. You found it. Correct. I play e6 because I'm tired of this knight being here. He has to go. You've been here too long. I'm not waiting for the rest of the party to show up at the front door. Okay. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. Okay. So e6, the knight is gone. After e6, knight to b4 is what he chose actually. So but what he could do also as well is like knight c3 he didn't really want to do because I could end up snapping this later, but I probably wouldn't take this just because I'm not trying to double these pawns just to do it. This bishop's a monster. And for me to take this and double the pawns is like, why are you doing this? Why? You know, you need a real reason, and that's not good enough. Bishop takes c3 is just not good like that. So knight to b4 is a real thing. Knight to b4. So he went this route though. After knight to b4, I just snapped it. He took. And now this pawn's hanging. So kind of easy development here. I play queen to c7 to defend it. And also attack c2 at the same time. I also have knight to c5. a6 is a move. This is still nice. Black's doing great here. If you look at it. He's doing pretty great. So he goes queen to d2. Keeping pressure. Also hitting h6. Everyone has probably done this move before. Pretty easy to find. King h7. Defended. Bishop to d4. And then here we go. This man, at this moment, this is where he went wrong. Bishop to d4. Right here. And usually bishop d4 is not really that good of a move, honestly, ever in these kind of positions. Bishop h6 is different, but bishop d4 doesn't give you as much as you think it does. He's already in trouble here. So what do? Black to move. Black to move. Bishop d4. Take the bishop and pawn e5. That's what he says. Take it, then pawn hangs on c2. If he takes with the queen, correct. Bishop takes d4, queen takes c2, e5, knight f6 from Magna Carta. Knight f6 was a good alternative. That's a pretty good alternative, actually. e5 from Quinn. e5 from Jedi. Knight f6, e5 from e-hop. Here we go, guys. This is the move. This is exactly what I did. e5, shout out to you. E5 because it's a quick tempo. Are you really just about to go back here? You didn't get nothing out of that. And then, you know, honestly, this is not much better, but he did go here. He went bishop c3. Taking on c2 is bad. Open a file, right? It could be. It could be. I like opening up your other bishop. Correct. I open up the other bishop as well. And now at this point, everything starts flowing. Everything starts flowing. And what I tell my students all the time too is you need to threaten stuff. You need to make threats. And if you start making threats, stuff starts to happen. Now at this point, find a sequence of moves that gets us to victory land here. It's literally, it's like bam, bam, bam. It's so easy and it's automatic. Bam, bam, bam. Blink, blap, boop. Here, here, here. Snap, snap, snap. Pop, pop. Snap, crackle, pop. Pretty easy. Knight c5, knight c5, knight f6, knight c5. Knight c5, number one. That's right. Knight c5 is the first move. Boom. I'm hitting this pawn. You got to do something about it. So he defends it. Make it easy move. Second move, guys. Second move. Find it. What is it? Hurry up. Hurry up. Put it in the chat. Where is it? Where is it? Easy one. Easy one. Easy one. a6, f5, f5. Pause 16. Okay. Bishop g4 for Magna Carta. That's right. Bishop g4 was the first one. That is correct. Bishop g4. Make a threat. I'm going to take this. I promise you on everything in life, I'm going to take this knight if you do not defend it correctly. And then afterwards, let's make a random. Bishop takes, pawn takes. I'm going to swing this to f4. Got to know the holes in the position. Bring the queen over here and it's mate, big fella. Start a new one. You don't want to do this to yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I play bishop g4. Thanks for the follow, Tom Hall. Appreciate it. So play bishop g4. After bishop g4, he defends it. Queen e3. Now what, guys? It's automatic. Hurry up. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? And then we'll go back to look at this in slow motion a little bit. What is it? Find a move. Where is it? We need to do something now. It all flowed together after one bad move. KYLO says, okay, now f5. Crapstain says a6. f5 from Delfire. a6. f5 and a6, guys. That's nice stuff. Nice stuff. Those were both moves to consider. a6 I didn't consider here because I just help him go back to the square. I just help him go back here. That's not something I want to do. So I did. He says rook c8. Actually, rook c8 not good enough yet because I just had this momentum swing. Here's a good thing. Anyone watch basketball? Absolutely, of course. If you don't, that's okay. But there's a thing in basketball called a fast break. And I always like to explain this when it comes to like, let's go back. And actually, first off, I want to tell you guys you were right. Bishop g4, f5. Oh my goodness, f5 is about to get crazy. So I played f5 and he's in a lot of trouble. Now let's go back here and see how this unfolded and talk about this for a second here. When we got to this position right here, basketball wise, they got the fast break. What's the fast break? When you shoot the ball and then you miss it and they pick up the rebound and everybody is like going super fast on offense down to the court and you have to get back on defense to stop them very quickly. And you can get a lot of points from that quickly because they're not moving fast enough and you're just already ready. So fast break in basketball is the same thing in like chess with initiative and attacking. So if I can attack you with one move, I hit him with one move. Then I hit him with a second threat and make my knight on a better square. And then I hit him with a third threat, bishop g4. My rooks are now connected. And then I hit him with the fourth. And now it's already losing for white. He's already in trouble. All because I made these more forcing like good moves that attack stuff. And it's automatic. So it's always something to learn there. You need to always keep these attacks up. If they're not there, they're just not there. But you need to be looking for them. f5. He takes it. I take back. So now this is very scary for both sides, honestly, because these bishops steal point. And if I start opening up the game, which I do, these bishops can get very nasty. They can get very, very nasty here. Why not take the rook? Take with the rook. Take with the rook. So taking with the rook is a move here. Let me see. Why did I take with the rook? Oh, you can just move the knight. It looks like you can just move the knight, honestly. Let's just move the knight out of the way. Where's the knight to d2? And it didn't really get much. I have to move my bishop now. I got to go like rook here because h3 or f3 is coming and my bishop is like nowhere. So I would rather take with the pawn to give him a little bit more pressure here. And like give him pressure here, pressure here. I can also use this file to my advantage. So g takes f5. He goes h3. Now I have an option to take it or not to take it. Or I have an option to hit the queen first in between move. There are no good checks. If he checks me here, I just go king h8. He can't go here or here with the queen. So After f4, he follows up and moves the queen out of the way, queen to d2. Now, you have this move, queen to e2. Queen to e2 was interesting. He didn't go here, but this was an interesting one. And I was like, what do I do here, honestly? And I'll show you actually what happens. What would you do here, guys? Would you take it or go bishop h5? Bishop h5 or take it. Those are your options. Bishop h5 or bishop takes f3. Bishop h5 or bishop takes f3. Bishop h5 for Magna, bishop h5 for elevation. Pin it to win it. No, knight it. Oh, he meant bishop h5. That's what he meant. Bishop h5, bishop takes f3. Bishop h5, h5, f3 is incoming. I liked bishop h5, and honestly, I think that's probably what I was going to do. I think that's what I was going to do. But I looked at it with the engine too, and watch this. Like, tactics win games, and this is wild. Like this position I'm about to show you is equal, is what it says from the engine. Now you always have to have 2 evaluations, one for the engine and one for the human evaluation. So after bishop h5, you have knight to g5 check. Knight to g5. Oh snap! He hit that man with the move. I didn't even know that was a move. Didn't even see it. What happened? King g6. There is a king on g6. There is a king on g6, guys. G6. This is absolutely ridiculous with this king on g6. That's right. I do have to update that, Miles. I do. So after knight g5, actually the move here is g4. And then I take this and takes, and this is equal. This is equal right here. I'm like, what? What is this nonsense? Look at this. Honestly, I prefer to be black because of the pawn structure here. You got f3, and actually it's white to move, so maybe they can go f3 and kind of stop some stuff. So it's kind of weird. But if I can win this, I mean, he might be in trouble. But then he always has this. So it's double-edged. I mean, completely double-edged here. Completely double-edged. So the engine says you should actually take on f3. And this is the line that was very interesting. Watch this. Bishop takes, queen takes. Then you go e4. Because you kind of have to. You wouldn't win all out. There's nothing really else to do. You kind of have to do this. So rook takes, knight takes, queen takes, king here. Bishop d3, big fella. Whoa, there's mate on the board if you are not careful. So bishop takes, and then you bring this queen to g7. This position is equal, according to the engine. It's equal. Well, of course. I mean, if you look at the compensation here, my king is in the middle of the street somehow, some way. Somehow, some way, I'm in the middle of the street, but I'm able to block with a few things I find. But I am in the middle of the street here. And this king is kind of blocked. He's pretty good, And there's the defense. Pawn structures are wacky. Yeah, it's a weird game. It's very weird. There's a lot of play left, but this is considered equal here. Equal. Interesting. Interesting play. Very interesting, says Bishop Peru. Correct. It was a very interesting, man. I learned a lot from this game. A lot from here. So, I played f4. Fortunately for me, he played queen d2. We didn't have to go into this line, so he kind of made it very simple for me to just take on f3. Bishop takes f3, takes. I go rook a to d8. This was a very hard, not hard move for me to make, but I needed, one thing I know I need to get the last piece into the game. Secondly, if I can play d5, this game is like shut out. d5, rook d6, rook lift, and I get d4 in. Center is always mine. It's a shutdown. It's literally shut down. So he needs to block this square. So what he did was play queen to d5. Blocked it in. So now I need something to do. There's a lot of maneuvering that's about to happen and rerouting and figuring things out. Black to move, guys. What would you do? He not just in the middle of the street. He in the middle of the street playing hopscotch. Blindfolded while the car is coming. See, that's right. That's right, V Miles. Correct. 100% right. Queen to c8, says Delphire. Queen to c8. Oh, okay. That's why I didn't play it. I was like, why didn't I play this move? Yeah, queen to f7, queen to e7. Shout out to Elviation. He got it right. Queen to e7. Queen to c8. Let's go through the moves from the chat here. Knight. It says something f6. Rook f6. Rook f6 I was a fan of it, but I wasn't because, let's try this. I even let you check me. And then let's say you do something like this and forget, this is always annoying and it's going to be here for a long time. I can't take this, but realistically, I'm going to always be pinned and it's not something it just realistically not working that way. But queen to c8, I didn't go queen c8 because my queen needs to be flexible. So if king h2, I can't. I'm only like hitting this. Queen f5, I'm just never trying to be really on this diagonal, and I need more pieces. I can't just do it with my queen. So I need something else to do. So I went queen e7 to stay flexible and also on the dark squares, because the dark squares favor me right now due to his being inactive. His light squares, super strong. Dark squares, not so much. So I'm going to play on these dark squares, and even queen h4 can help out eventually and end up snapping this. That is why we go queen e7. So after queen to e7, he goes bishop to b4. So he needed something to do. Anheim says, hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. So bishop to b4, just, I think he was going to take this, honestly. I was like, is he really going to take this? I mean, you can, but I really didn't want him to, so I'll play knight e6, because this knight, you know, I always like to say, like, when you have a minor piece battles like this, you have to make the position favor or play like the position you have. So what that means is, if I have two bishops, what kind of position do I want? I want an open position. So I want to trade pawns. I want to make sure lines are open for the bishops to be active. Same thing with this knight. So I need to keep it like as close as possible to put this knight on somewhere that's a strong square that makes these bishops look silly. So knight to d4 is not a move, actually. If he allows me to do it, then I actually jump off the deep end here, and tactics win games. Absolutely. Tactics win games. But I need to go there at the right time. So it would have to be moving his queen to f6 and then knight d4. But I also have aspirations of doing stuff on this side. Like if I'm able to go like a few moves here, you know, a6, make a move a bit, and rook here, and then queen here, and then knight g5 is over. That was my plan, trying to get this queen over here at the right moment and play knight g5, because it's automatic mate. Automatic. But here's what happens. Here's what happened. I go knight e6. He goes king h2. I go knight g5. I just did it. I went knight g5 because I'm about to start attacking the square. a6, and I'm trying to go queen d7. I'm like so close to it right here. So what does he do? He goes h4. I'm like, h4, okay, cool. So I move the knight right back to e6. Oh my goodness, here it comes, guys. This is about to get ridiculous. The queen can take this pawn on h4. What do you do with white? Oh my goodness, the front door is open right now. What do you do? What do you do? White to move. This is a scramble almost, and this knight looks really cool. I can also go knight d4 now because I'm threatening to take queen takes h4. King h3 from Parablistic concedes, says Bishop Peru. Here we go. Here we go. Rook g1 from Anaheim. There's really nothing to do, honestly. Queen e4. These moves don't work. The only thing that does work is king h3. King h3, and honestly, I completely missed that move. I didn't even consider it a move. I was like, king h3? I forgot he could do that. Hello. What's up, Whiskery Ant? Welcome to the stream. So there's a king on h3. I mean, talk about a wild game here. The king is on h3 looking crazy, but I can't really attack it right now. So what I do is bishop to f6. Bishop f6. Rook f5. Ooh, rook f5 and GG, bro. Start a new one. Don't even, hey, just put your pencil down slowly and go mark the result. It's over. Bishop d3. Hello, delivery. I got something for you. Correct. Right, Elfins. All right. Run. Oh, man. Funny. White is asking for trouble. I mean, king on h3, bro. So I'll play bishop f6. What's funny is the engine like rook g8 the best. That's what they went with. But, you know, human evaluation, I play bishop f6. Because here's my goal. To take this, probably play knight g5, sack my bishop, bring the queen over. I was going for it. I was all in. All in at this point. I was all in. I feel like there's something to sack the h-pawn. Well, maybe sometimes, somehow, some way. But this next move right here, guys. The next move right here is ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely. You wouldn't even, you probably won't even find it. White to move. White made a move here. White made a move here. And it was one of those like spink, and you heard it from the other side of the board. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? Did you hear that? What was that noise? It was board 4. It's board 4. What was that? Did you hear that noise? It was board 4. When are you doing a tournament? Coming up, November, actually. Rook takes c5, h5, knight g5. Don't bishop c5, h5. Here we go. Here we go. Few more seconds here. And shout out to KYLO. That's what happened. He played rook takes e5. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? He hit that man with a move. Rook takes e5. Whoa, what is this? Did Canty fall? Did Canty misplace this? Is Canty in trouble? Find out next time on Jedi Ball Z here. Rook takes e5. Rook takes e5. I can't take. What if I take with the pawn? If I take with the pawn, then he just takes the queen and he comes back around and stuff gets crazy, right? Stuff gets a pretty wild here. Tell me this, guys. What's the eval? Without using the eval, what's the evaluation here? Do a quick calculation. Somebody do some calculating, please. All the Jedi out there. I'm going to put my lightsabers in the air right here for you. What is it? Somebody throw the eval out there. Blunder Hope with the zeros. Elfin says minus 0.5. Magna Carta says +1. Bishop takes e5. Queen takes e5. Queen is hanging, says Bishop Peru. Interesting. +3. Minus 0.5. 1.3. Oh, that's tricky, says Henry. Nasty stuff. It's tricky. Calculate. Keep calculating. Keep calculating. Minus 0.6. Somebody tell me the right evaluation here, please. Plus 0.5. 0.6. The eval is minus 72, okay? Minus 72, not for real, but you can put whatever number you want. Just put the minus behind it. That's what you better put a minus behind it. So let me show you what the engine did. Bishop, and this is not the engine. The engine, of course, did this too after it agreed with me. This is what I did. I took here, I snapped, because I was like, oh no, something's wrong here. Queen takes e5, and then I hit this man with this move. I hit the man with the move, and then I walked away. I made the move, walked away from the board, and stared at him real hard from the other side of the room. Quinn finds it. There it is. Quinn finds it just in time. There it is. And now it's flooding the chat now. Flooding the chat. Knight to g5 check. Knight to g5. That's it. That's a wrap. Game over. He resigned right here. Shut out. Knight g5, shake hands. Shake hands. Nothing else. Knight g5, shake hands. Simple. Knight g5, game over. And the Jedi wins. And the Jedi trick works once again. It was awesome. It was awesome, bro. Again, full force. Look at the game. Again, out the opes. It was pretty weird. We got this opening going on. I'm like, oh, I'm used to this. Oh, queen takes d4. Let's go. Knight f6. Much to learn. You still have Yoda and Canty. Correct. Why is that so bad? We'll look at it in a minute, Ivan. I'll get right to it. Watch this. So this is the beginning again if you did miss the beginning. Knight to c6. Okay, queen to a4. d6. And he didn't go e5. He went bishop g5. Surprised me with this move. Really no problems here. I have no issues, so I'm going to keep developing. Bishop g7. Knight d5. Very interesting move. The engine said I could castle. But again, I like this knight d7 because it's tricky. I'm also threatening knight to c5 in the fashion of how you should play in a Moroxy bind. Knight c5 looks pretty good here. I have h6. There's tricks everywhere. Bishop b5, there's tricks literally everywhere in this move. So the best move to make. And actually, I felt very nice. I've made the engine move. I mean, I probably had like a 98% here. If you did the chess.com stuff, like how you analyze it, it was pretty good. Because looking at this with the engine, h6 was the best move. And that's the move that the Jedi made. I go h6. He moves out of the way. And then I castle. I get out of the way here. Offering up this free pawn for compensation and all kind of stuff that happens if he messes up. So he doesn't take any of it. So I kick him. You got to get up out the way. This knight cannot stay here. I don't want your friends at my house at all. I like just get out. So knight to b4. Knight takes, queen c7 to defend this. Also get it on his file here for tactics. Putting the knight nicely on c5 here. Very nice stuff. So queen to d2. He defends and actually attacks two different pawns. So I play king h7. Standard move here. Bishop to d4, straight up blunder. Now we go to attack field or Jedi field where the attacking is and lives. e5, bishop c3, knight c5, automatic. Okay, rook e1, we get the game, we get the piece in the game, but we hit him with another threat, defending or actually developing and attacking at the same time. Hit him with f5, strong move here. Takes. Now we got f4. He plays h3. I go f4. Queen e2 was interesting, but he chose d2, so we snapped him. rook in the last piece into the game. Get the last piece into the game here. Queen d5, queen e7 for queen h4 once again. Then he goes here. I'm like, you know what? Don't take the knight. I want to keep this knight because there's like weird stuff. It's all blocked up. So I'd rather keep the knight rather than trade it just because he has the bishops. So the position demands the knight. I have the knight, so I keep it. Knight e6 and then knight g5, provoking him to push it. It worked. We go back to the land of the free. Queen takes h4 and with check happening. He goes king h3. Wild move. King h3 was literally wild. I was like, I didn't even know that was a move. I didn't even know that was a move. So king h3, bishop f6. He snaps here on e5. Whoa, almost fell out my chair. But then I realized I was a Jedi. And then I actually took on e5. And then I played knight g5. And the game was over. h4 was a mistake. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just very hard not to realize and like know that this pawn is like hanging in the way. Because queen, I couldn't play queen d7. But a6, and if he moves the bishop off, eventually I'm going to get him off of this diagonal and play queen d7, and I'm indirectly hitting h3, or directly actually hitting h3. Can you play it out? Well, yeah. What do you do, Ivan? What do you actually do? What do you do? Because this queen is actually hanging. So you have two routes here. You can take this knight with the pawn, or you can take it with the queen, or actually you have three. You can actually move the king if you like. And all the Jedi are dead. And I, except this one. And others. So that's all you know. Pawn takes and queen takes e5. Or if queen takes, pawn takes. So that's really it. And I literally lose nothing here. I lose no. I didn't give up a rook for something. Oh, look at the compensation. There is no compensation. There's no compensation. There's nothing here. Nothing here. So it was absolutely great. And the game ends there, guys. And this was not World Open. This was a North American Open 2015 playing Jesse James Lozano, National Master. So